so many aspects of breast cancer care where disparities still exist. And so, even though these services may be readily available for many populations, unfortunately, there are still populations that still don't have access, or they may have access, but they may not have the full breadth of access for some of these cares. And also, providers also are struggling with being able to provide these services to their patients.
Cancer is a disease that has and continues to plague the lives of countless individuals. While it affects patients in equal measure throughout the world, inaccessibility to treatment for it in developing countries is a major issue that has affected the evolution of healthcare. Jennifer Coster, breast cancer patient and survivor, has chosen to share her experience having lived and dealt with breast cancer with us today.
So on June 2nd, 2014, I was 44 and I received my breast cancer diagnosis. Of course, it was frightening, so I really didn't want to share it with anybody because I didn't want people to change the way that they treated me. My cancer was identified early and it was stage 1, an intermediate grade. So my diagnosis, and I get a little specific here, it was invasive ductal carcinoma in the right breast. So we had different scans, we had the physical exam, the mammograms, ultrasound, kind of guided cyst aspiration, which is they take that out, that biopsy. And those were kept on file for 10 years. My medical team was amazing. I mean,
So good.
so I thought, like, from the initial finding of the lump, the biopsy, the scans, the diagnoses, the consultations, the surgeries, the entire process, that step by step, they walked me through it as though, like, almost like as though it was their first time too. And so you felt as though, like, you could tell their passion for this. And so we are in a really great space. People that live rurally, people live in third world countries that don't have access to this. I mean, it's no mammograms, so they can't find something early. They can't detect it. They don't, because you don't know.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, they live with it not knowing. And so there is a huge disparity in treatment and care. And people that either don't have the funds, don't have insurance, don't live here, don't have the same access. And how do you fix that?
In response to her study, British medical journal researcher Marlene Temmerman comments that widespread major inequalities in access to early detection and screening lead to large variations in clinical outcomes and survival after treatment. Breast cancer, the leading cause of deaths from cancer in women, is diagnosed in low and middle income countries mostly at advanced stages when palliative care is the only option. Cancer surgeon Dr. Andre Iwabi says, "What made witnessing a woman's situation all the more terrible was a galling thought. If she had lived in a wealthy country such as the United States, it was highly likely her tumor would have been caught far earlier, giving doctors enough time to save her." In South Africa, a study was conducted where all they did was put up a sign that said breast clinic in one of the clinics and one in the hospitals. The mere presence of that sign had women come up earlier to get worrying lumps checked out, because they said, quote, "Okay, now I know where to go." We conducted an interview with Dr. Triplett to better understand the uses for quantum technology and how it might be applied to cancer treatment.
It does require controlling the activity of the smallest of particles, like the electrons, the electron interactions. All of these are, really sophisticated, very complex or energetic transitions. And to be able to control them, it would give you the capability to perform incredibly complex calculations. The highest level of encryption is, in principle, a great thing. But let's just say that there are nefarious people who are up to things that don't improve humanity. Then the highest level of encryption is dangerous. Whoever gets there first determines how you do this. So with quantum computing, it literally uses what we call qubits. And with these qubits, they're very small, but they can perform really complex calculations. It's like imagine the most um, powerful calculator where you can take, large amounts of data and you can analyze it to understand some particular salient features. It's very difficult to measure that on a cellular level, in vitro. But what you can do is you can think about it from a computing point of view. So, can you model these systems, these complex systems in your body? That requires advanced computing.
As Dr. Triplett hinted towards, when harnessing the capabilities of quantum computing is placed in the right hands, our world may finally begin to be cured.